How's it going, everybody? C-RadTV back here in our video. Of course, it's another week NFL football now upon us, and it's, of course, time for the NFL Week 5 picks. Of course, not much for all us Lions fans to talk about this week in terms of NFL football, since the Lions are on the bye week this week. Along with 3 other teams, as this week is the start of the bye weeks. As this week we have the 4 teams on the bye, which are the Detroit Lions, the Los Angeles Chargers, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Tennessee Titans. So this is pretty much my off week for football content. It's outside the picks video. So of course last week with my picks I went 9-7. So my record for 2024 goes to 38-26. But even with the Lions on the bye week, would still have some fun with the picks this week. So let's go. So, first game, we have the Thursday night game. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Atlanta Falcons playing in Atlanta. This game effectively for supremacy in the NFC South, with these two battling it out. I'm going to go with the Atlanta Falcons. I think Tampa Bay and Atlanta split this year, and I think this is the game Atlanta wins. So, I'm going to go with the Falcons in this one. Give me Atlanta by 2 over the Buccaneers in this one. Now to our slate of Sunday games. Our first Sunday game, it's our first London game of the season, as we got our 2 teams up in England. As this one, we have the New York Jets and the Minnesota Vikings doing battle up in London. So, yeah, one thing I fucking hate about the London games is usually they always send either the mediocre or the shitty teams over. I'm just going to say this for the NFL once again. If you want people in England to give a fuck about the NFL, stop sending the shitty teams over, for Christ's sakes. Same deal with Germany, too, for that game between the Panthers and Giants later this season. Dear God, that game will be horrible in Germany. But anyway, to this game, though, between the Jets and the Vikings, as channel tradition on the bye week, I always pick the Lions division rivals to lose. So for this one, I'm going to take the Jets in England to beat the Vikings and hand the Vikings their first loss of the season. Give me the Jets by 5 over the Vikings. Next game, Carolina Panthers, Chicago Bears playing in Chicago. Upset of the week. I'm taking the Carolina Panthers on the road against the Bears. Give me the Panthers by 3 over Chicago, because the Panthers are a way better team with Danny Dalton in compared to the toddler Bryce Young. Next game, Baltimore Ravens, Cincinnati Bengals playing in Cincinnati. Cincinnati finally got their first win of the year, beating the Panthers last week. The Ravens have finally found their identity, coming off a dominant win against the Bills on Sunday night last week. This one, I want to go Cincinnati, but I feel like Baltimore is just going to be too much for the Bengals to handle. So I'm going to take Baltimore on the road in this one. Give me the Ravens by 3 over the Bengals. And now for our next game, it's time to prepare ourselves for our first Tank Bowl of the season. Oh yes, it's Tank Bowl time. So, the objective for Tank Bowl is simple. Lose. 2 teams enter, 1 leaves with a better draft pick. So for our Tank Bowl matchup, we have the Miami Dolphins and the New England Patriots playing in Foxborough. New England's here because they simply are just a bad team. The Dolphins are here because they are fucking useless without Tua Tagovailoa. This one, yeah, like I mentioned, the Dolphins are pretty useless. They got blown out by Tennessee last week in a pretty boring game. That was pretty boring until the second half when Tennessee figured out what the fucking offense was. This one, yeah, I'm going to take New England at home in this one. Give me the Patriots by 1 over the Dolphins. So the Patriots win the battle, but the Dolphins could be winning the war in terms of the Tank Bowl. Until Tua comes back, and then the Dolphins will probably be good again. Honestly, Tua should retire. Next game, Cleveland Browns, Washington Commanders playing in Washington. Just Cleveland's an absolute mess right now. Washington actually looks pretty good with Jaden Daniels. Like, Washington's been one of the bigger surprises this season. Then again, maybe not too much, since Washington tends to usually only be good once every 5 years. And it's been 5 years since the last time they were actually pretty decent. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Washington at home in this one. I think this is not going to be a close game. Give me Washington by 9 over the Browns in this one. Next game, Indianapolis Colts, Jacksonville Jaguars playing in Jacksonville. I'm actually going to go upset, and I'm going to take the Jaguars at home to get their first win of the season, because usually the Colts tend to struggle down at Duval. So I think that Jacksonville can take advantage of it, and I think the Jags win at home in this one. So give me the Jags by 1 over the Colts. Next game, we have our game of the week. This is going to be a good one. Buffalo Bills, Houston Texans playing in Houston. Josh Allen versus C.J. Stroud. This is going to be a really good game. Why the hell is this not a Sunday night game? I don't fucking know. But you'll know what the Sunday night game is when we get there. But this just honestly should have been the Sunday night game. But sadly, it's within the first 5 weeks, and they don't flex games within the first 5 weeks. Week 6 through 18 is when they can start flexing games. But yeah, just thought I'd just get that little quick rant out of there. But for this one, I'm gonna take Houston at home in this one. You know, the Bills got completely shell-shocked last week by the Ravens. I think Houston takes advantage. I think the Bills lose 2 straight. So give me Houston by 2 over the Bills in this one. Next game, Las Vegas Raiders, Denver Broncos playing in Denver. I'm going to take the Broncos at home in this one over the Raiders. I think Raiders and Broncos split. This one, I'm going to go with the Broncos to win. Give me Denver by 1 over the Raiders. Next game, Arizona Cardinals, San Francisco 49ers playing in Santa Clara. I think the Lions might have broken the Cardinals again because Arizona got completely smoked by Washington and Jaden Daniels last week. And now they're playing the 49ers, who are slowly starting to get healthy, even though they probably won't have Christian McCaffrey the whole season because of some Achilles shit. But I'm going to take San Francisco at home in this one over the Cardinals. Give me the 49ers by 3 over the Cardinals in this one. Next game, Green Bay Packers, Los Angeles Rams playing in Los Angeles at SoFi. I got the Rams in this one over the Packers because I'm a real fan that doesn't root for a division rival. So Rams fans should take notes on how to be real fans and not be a bunch of bandwagons. So yeah, for this one, give me the Rams by 1 point over the Packers in this one. Next game, New York Giants, Seattle Seahawks playing in Seattle. Seattle coming off losing to Detroit for the first time in 12 years in a pretty another high-scoring game where Detroit came on the winning end. I think this week, Seattle will bounce back after that game, and I think they're going to take any anger they have from that game and take it out on the Giants. Give me Seattle by 1 over New York in this one. Next game, this Sunday night game. And this game is going to be one of the most fucking boring Sunday night games here. Dallas Cowboys, Pittsburgh Steelers playing in Pittsburgh. This Sunday night game is going to suck. Honestly, the Sunday night game should have been Buffalo and Houston. Why the fuck is it this game? Oh, because they played in like 3 Super Bowls? It's a fucking overrated rivalry. Because on one end, the Cowboys are the most fucking overrated team in the league, but constantly get shoved down everybody's throats. While on the other end, the Pittsburgh Steelers play the most boring brand of football there is, because Steelers games are not allowed to be entertaining or exciting. They're the equivalent of boring snooze fest. And this game will probably be a boring snooze fest. So for this one, I'm going to say Pittsburgh wins this one because Pittsburgh has a team that's properly rated. So give me the Steelers at home over the Cowboys in this one. Give me Pittsburgh by 2 over Dallas in this one. And then for our final game, the Monday night game. New Orleans Saints, Kansas City Chiefs playing in Kansas City. This would have been an exciting matchup if Drew Brees wasn't retired and it was Drew Brees versus Patrick Mahomes. Instead, it's Derek Carr versus Patrick Mahomes. And there's one thing we know for sure. Mahomes always owned Derek Carr when Carr was still with the Raiders. And I don't think that changes anytime soon. I think the Chiefs will win and go to 5-0. Give me Kansas City by 1 over the Saints in this one. So yeah, those are my NFL Week 5 picks. That's all the football content for this week. This is just my week off from football content. I'll be back next week when the Lions face the Cowboys. But anyway, now I'll wrap it up here. That's all I got to say. Hope everyone's a great day, and I'll see you all later, whatever I make next. I'm out, and go Tigers.